Hey guys, JH and Mr. X. Okay, Mr. X is recovering, guys. He's been very sick and he's got vertigo and he's been in bed for a couple of days and been vomiting and all sorts of things. Had to pull out of his very important match on the weekend, and luckily his team got through with a half match, so they still haven't been beaten, but their number one player was in bed. Okay guys, this is something that we do on occasions. And it's what we call precision practice. Now, when you practice, you really should make sure that you've got something absolutely defined. There's no point in just hitting shots. And I never do that ever when I practice. Even when I'm hitting in front of the camera and I'm hitting from the same place, I always pick something out there which a little bit right, a little bit left, because that's orientation for playing golf. Now what we've done here, we've got a big tree up here, big Australian gum tree, and it's about probably 25 feet wide and about probably 40 feet high. Now we're going to be hitting 6 irons here, and we're just going to, well, Mr. X is going to hit 7, I'm going to hit 6, and we're just going to hit it over that tree, but we can't have a shot that is outside the range of the tree, which is about 25 feet. What do you reckon, it's 25 feet wide?
Yeah, it would be.
And so, and it's probably, you know, probably from here, probably about 160 yards. Tree's about 40 feet high, so we want to have it within that foliage. Now, that's the latitude. Okay, you don't want to be aiming, every shot really is aimed at the centre of the tree because we've got a fork coming up. So we don't want to be hitting one starting at the centre and then it just, you know, ending up outside the tree. And it's what's called precision practicing, guys, and you've really got to have something in your brain when you do this sort of thing, so it gives you good orientation for when you play golf. Now it's a perfect golf shot, and it's just right out of the centre of the golf club, perfect. Just over the right side of the foliage, so from the centre it was about 5 yards right of the centre. Now Mr. X is longer than me, so he's got 7.
So I'm currently, my last thought nowadays is my left shoulder is my last key thought after I've taken aim and set up. I want to get that left shoulder over to my right toe as a feeling.
So that's starting, that's your ignition move going back. It's not a hands thing?
No hands.
It's the point of your shoulder.
Left point of my shoulder over my right toe.
Okay. Now bear in mind, guys, he's flexible. Now for us, I mean, that's hard, I couldn't do that. But I think the point he's making there is his ignition move in the backswing is not hands orientated. It's starting out of this lead shoulder. Now the advantage of that is this doesn't move very fast and it moves consistently at the same speed. Whereas the hands will move at a different rate every time. If you let them move independently, they will move at a different rate. So that's the point you're making, wasn't it?
That is correct.
And Mr. X is hitting the ball like a machine. Well, if we might have to call in the surveyors here, guys, because you'd need a theodolite to measure that. I mean, if we had a post coming up straight up from the centre of that tree, another 40 feet high in the tree, that would have knocked that post out. That was dead centre of the tree.
That was a good hit, that was.
And how long was that? Yeah, he's much longer than I am. I mean, he carries it. He carries that 7 iron further than I carry this 6 iron. And we're hitting out of the real cow paddock over here today, guys. This is all the crabgrass. Got a left to right wind here, so it's hard to keep the ball within the confine. That'll do me. Whew. That was about 3 yards to the right of centre.
So I've got to ask you, JH, what's your final thought before you start into your backswing?
Well, I basically firm everything up. I get in here and then I get pressure. I pressure everything here, yep. I get pressure here, in the back of that hand there, and then I push away with that lead side as well, but I do it more with my lead hand and this arm rather than the point of my lead shoulder. But I do firm up and then I push away, and I get momentum into the club head. I don't just want to take it away. You know, I just can't, you know, like, I mean, he said to me off camera that he's never in his life ever been confident with his golf swing, and now, and guys, we'll change around a moment, we'll hit over here, very difficult. We've got a green over here at about 170 yards, and we've got two flags on it about 15 yards apart. Very difficult, and a cross head wind here. Extremely difficult to get a ball on the green out there, but we'll move the camera around and we'll hit some shots down there. But the point I was making there is that Mr. X, when we were hitting some shots a while ago before we came on camera, down to those flags, I mean, he was knocking the paint off the flags. And he was nominating the shots. Yeah, I'll just take this a little right, or I'll just push this in from the left to right. And so the confidence is huge, isn't it?
And that's what it is, it's confidence.
Yeah.
You know, you've got self-worth, you know you can do that sort of a shot.
Well, I think the reason that, you know, the rank and file players over the years have always struggled is because every time they step over a shot, they really got no confidence, and they're just hoping. They're playing hoping golf. And I said to Mo Norman, I said, why? And really, the first time I met him, I said, so Mo, why can you hit the ball perfectly every time? And he said, I've just got confidence in my golf swing. He said that. He said, I've just got confidence. I know what it's going to do. It'll never desert me. So I'll just turn that camera around. That guy's gone, hasn't he? Yeah, this is really tight, defined target, guys. Just let me set this up. I'll just... Probably won't get any ball flight. Yeah, but okay. Now those flags are about 100, into the wind's about 165, 170 yards. Okay.
We're aiming at the left flag and we're going to bring it a little bit back to the right.
Aiming at the left flag and I bring it to the right, okay.
Strong, that breeze.
Wow.
Stronger than I thought.
Yeah, it's right to left, and you don't realise it because there's nothing here to stop it.
You want me to hit another one, or you want to hit one?
I don't know if that guy's there. I just thought I saw, or maybe it's a bird in a tree. Yeah, it's a bird in a tree. I thought the guy was right behind that bush, but it's not. It's a bird fluttering in the tree. Yeah, no, you hit another one. Yeah, so bear in mind that the wind is right to left.
Okay,
Yeah, you're not going to.
Not going to fade too much.
It's surprising how much it is out there when you get it up high like yours. That's a great shot, that. That's a great shot. That's in the hole. Oh, in the hole. That's 3 feet, guys. 3 feet from 170.
But there again, it's confidence too. Like I
yeah,
can
yeah,
see the shot
yeah.
now. You know, 2 years ago, well, longer now, when I gave the game away, I was just frustrated with not being able to shoot to where the target was.
And of course, when you've got your swing going and you've got your mechanics down right, you've got to do this sort of thing. You've got to build golf course targeting orientation. There's no point just hitting shots. You've got to really have the numbers going here when you're setting up for shots at these types of targets. It's hard here, guys, because the shadows are coming in. Now this is right on the number for me, because I've got 6 on, and that's 170 yards is about my 6 on. And that little knockdown wind. just push that a tad.
You got all of that one?
Yeah, I did, but I actually tried to hold it up into that wind and I actually had to face open a little bit, and I just tried to just sort of flare hold it, whereas I probably should have release. I probably should have slung that into that wind rather than should have slung it out there and let the wind move it rather than just trying to push hold it. That's in the hole. Go in the hole, baby. Go in. Hit the flag. Hit the flag. Oh, how close was that? Oh, wow. That's missed it by 6 inches. What are you going to do? Nominate it?
Right. I'll try for a slight little draw this time, from the right flag to the left.
Okay, so we've got about, what have we got, 20 feet in between those flags?
Yeah, it wouldn't be much more than
Yeah,
that.
maybe 15, yeah. Okay, now that wind's off the right. Gee, it's a great swing. You know, I just think you hit that too good.
Too good.
Yeah.
Had too much face on it.
Yeah, I just, you know, you've really, it's really surprising. See, when you see these trees out here, guys, you don't see them moving, but above the trees here, there's wind. And it's a really funny place. It really happens that, you know, it gets up there and then it just takes off. You can't see anything out there, but...
every now and then we see the flags going like that.
Yeah.
Going like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, it's,
Somewhere there.
whereabouts?
About where those divots are there.
Okay. Here, okay? That okay?
That's right in the centre of the screen.
Come on, baby, go in that left hole. Oh, that's going to hit that left flag. Hit that one. Ooh. That was about 4 yards short. They must have just puffed out there.
Bit of grass, I think.
Yeah, we're hitting out long grass, but that was right on the number. Yeah, you've got to go right flag, left flag, in between.
Okay, last one for me. We'll try and split the difference
Go in between.
in between. Now we set up intermediate target.
Oh, Mr. X. Again, we need the surveyor. Well, guys, those flags are 15, probably 16 yards apart. If they're 16 yards apart, that was 8 yards. That was right dead centre of those two flags.
Yeah.
That's 8 yards.
That's confidence.
Yeah, it's confidence. It's showing off. That's what that is.
I apologise.
Yeah. Just likes to take the old guy down. All right, now.
I've only been out of bed for 3 hours.
I know. I mean, yeah, he couldn't. It was terrible yesterday. I mean, it just awful.
Oh dear.
Right.
To redeem yourself.
Oh no, I've already had almost 2 hits, almost 2 flags. What I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to hit a little turn down, because I know Mr. X can't do that. See that fence out there, guys, with those posts? Going to hit a little Texas turn down.
Are you going to go below what, the top rail? Or?
Well, there's 3 strands of wire there, and I'm going to get maybe, I don't know. Well, it's pretty. What is that there? About 120 to that.
Yeah.
To keep it in the air at 120 and get it through those strands, that won't be easy. Okay. Come on. Oh! Just carried by what, 5?
Yeah.
Just carried it by 5. Very hard, guys, with all the shadows here. You can't see the ball.
Hard out of that lie because the ball rolls up the face.
Now it's just that the grass gets on the ball and it just squirts it. It just squirts. I'll try and nip this. I mean, that was almost the right height. I'll just hit this to the left of the post. Try and hit those other ones to the right of the post. Try and hit this to the left. Like there. Yeah, that's right through. That went straight through that second strand of wire. Now I've got him here, guys, because this is not his shot. You don't like this shot. Anyway, I haven't seen you. You may have this shot in your arsenal now.
Maybe. Maybe I'll use the 7 iron.
Well, you can use the 6.
No, it's okay. 7's okay.
So what do you think about this shot?
Club low.
Hands low or club low?
Hands and club low.
Okay. Going to skin the knuckles.
I'm going to keep everything low to the ground.
But not clamp down on the ball?
But no clamp.
Okay. No. We're just going to sweep it. Only all I would say is get a little closer to it and just grip the club down. So you can stand a bit closer.
Yep.
The closer you can get for this shot, the better off you are. Well, I mean, it went about now the only thing there, and you've got to remember that on a shot like this, it's just like this is just a bunt. You don't need any wrists in it, because as soon as you get wrists in it, you're going to get a different rate of getting the wrist back into play. So it's an arm ball, mate.
Okay.
Remember, then that it really is an arm. It's an arm sweep shove. It's here, and we push and we shove.
That's right.
Yeah, it's an arm ball. You put a little bit of
too much wrist.
Yeah, a little bit, and you don't have enough time. You might have to get a little left over here. Oh no, is that okay? Just let me have a look.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's all right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, close to the ball. Yeah, just an arm ball, and just sweep it. Just sweep it.
You might have me on this one.
and you know, and I knew I'd do that. But the thing is, because you're not used to arm balling really anything, and it's something that I've done my whole life. But this here is the killer on a shot like this, guys. You can't have that because you don't know how much of that you need. Just grip the club way down and get close to the ball. That's it. And we're just gonna. And I wanted to do this because I know this is a shot that he's going to need going forward. Push. That's perfect. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now there we go. We went from a basket case to hitting the perfect golf shot. It's gone through the second strand of the wire.
Because I didn't know how to hit it.
No, exactly, and that's the reason I wanted. And that's the reason I wanted to do it.
Didn't have a program for it.
And guys, the thing is, with the JH teaching, anybody I teach, and I've said over the years, you know, I was a very high-priced teacher. I still am, but what I say to people is that I will guarantee to you every time I teach you that if I don't get you to do what you want me to do within reason, I mean, I can't get you hit at 300 if you've got a 80-mile-an-hour golf swing, but in terms of technique, I can usually fix someone's golf swing within 10 shots because it's always path and face. That's all it is. Now what we did then, we took 4 shots and we got the perfect swing, but you're a good student. You had good uptake there. But that was the reason I wanted to do that. All right, so the playoff is we'll just hit one shot each at that flag for the prize today.
There's 2 flags down there.
Yeah, no, closest to the centre of those flags.
So you think my other one was a fluke?
No, I don't think it was a fluke. I think it was just a great shot. Great shot. No, but I mean, the money wasn't on there. This one is $550,000. Where am I? Got to be up a bit?
You're right in the centre of the screen.
It's a $550,000 prize if you win it, but you can't draw it on my account for 15 years. But I'll give you, and that because I won't be here in 15 years. Okay.
So you're going for the centre?
Yep. You got the club cleaner? Oh, it's alright. Got a little club, it's got a bit of dirt on the club. It's alright. That's okay. Okay.
Okay, you go. Here's some over.
Oh, come on, baby, come on. Just a little left of centre. So you could beat me by 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I was on the left flag, so you've only got to basically be inside that left flag. Did I hit that duck?
You had 2 ducks.
2 ducks. There's a couple of ducks on the green. Oh. Oh.
I think I've overcooked it. Might have got that one.
Yeah, you just killed that, didn't you?
Well done.
It's okay. Well, it wouldn't have been any trouble for me to set that $500,000 collection, but the difficulty would have been collecting the money. Well, what do they usually say? Yeah, I can give you a check for $500,000. That's no trouble. The trouble's cashing it. All right, last shot. I'm just going to hit a bazooka. I'm going to fly the green. What do I do when I want to? And you normally shouldn't stretch your golf club, right? But when I want to do this, what do? I want to hit it longer, right? I just make sure that the backswing is more coily. I coil more, and I coil smoother, and I get a lot more lead hand drag. I'm very much all my acceleration comes from lead hand drag. Always. The grass here is so bad. It's beautiful now. How are we? All right? Oh, that's a bazooka. Gee, that's a good shot. Wow, that had some on it.
It did.
Whew. Had a little bit of stuff on it right there. What are you gonna do? Sling one?
No, just long and straight.
Long and straight. Yeah. Heretofore, that would have been an impossibility, wouldn't it?
I want to keep the mic back a bit.
Because you're going to explode, huh? We might just blow the receptors out of the microphone. Okay, smooth as. Oh, that's unbelievable, Mr. X. And now that is right in the middle of those two, right in the middle. Oh, that is Surveyor in the middle.
Like I say, when your confidence is up, you can do anything.
Yeah, and they're not your clubs, they're my clubs.
No, they're your clubs.
Yeah.
No glove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe that's what you need. Okay, thanks, Mr. X.
Thanks, JH.
And it's good to see him back on deck. We thought we might have had to bury him out here somewhere in the cow paddock. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you just turn that off, will you? They were great shots.